Welcome to Last Call Games. Now, last week, a certain video game character turned 35. Very important. So, this week, we're going to do all Pac-Man games all week. Now, I'm going to use the same video as the intro for all of them, so that's why. I'll do little annotations over each one for a link to the next video. Monday we're going to start out with the Namco plug-and-play Pac-Man game. This includes Pac-Man and 4 other games. This came out in, I believe, 2003. It was one of the very first of the TV plug-and-play genre. That's a thing. Tuesday we're going to move on to Pac-Man Adventures in Time for the personal computer. I believe this was a PC exclusive, but I'll let you know more obviously in the review for it itself. Wednesday, we're going to move on to Ms. Pac-Man. This is another plug-and-play unit by Jack Specific. It's a sequel and included Ms. Pac-Man and 4 different games, including Pole Position, which included this interesting twist mechanic. I'll talk about that later in the video itself, obviously. Stay tuned for that one. Thursday, we'll move on to Ms. Pac-Man Maze Madness for the Sega Dreamcast, because it wouldn't be a week without a Sega Dreamcast game. Finally, we'll end up on Friday with yet another plug-and-play unit, Super Pac-Man, which includes 4 different Pac-Man games. Pac-Man, Super Pac-Man, Pac and Pal, and I believe Pac-Man Plus. Including also has this little joystick that's shaped like Pac-Man. Not sure how well that shows up. It'll show up better in the video itself, in the review. So, stay tuned, and now we're going to start on to the actual review itself. Pac-Man Adventures in Time is a 2000 release that was exclusive to the PC, that basically took the core gameplay of the series, of the main game at least, and expanded upon it with the interesting-ish story mode. Basically, the story is that the ghosts from the original game, nice fancy-looking 3D ghosts, have stolen a mysterious superpower pellet that keeps the world safe from evil, or something like that. And of course, it's up to Pac-Man to go and find the 4 parts of it scattered throughout time itself. It sounds kind of cheesy, and it kind of is, but whatever. Who the hell plays a Pac-Man game for the story? Now, as I said, the basic gameplay is very similar to the original games. In fact, the first level of the game is almost certainly just a copy of the original Pac-Man maze. So, yeah, it's not the most original, but it still works. There's got a few little pseudo mini games in it, but they're really just very, very simple, like running games. There's a couple matching games I've seen. Nothing too ridiculously outside of the core gameplay, which is run around, eat a bunch of pellets, eat the big power pellet, and destroy the ghosts. And avoid the ghosts, or avoid something else. The game adds a few tweaks. There's inclines. The teleports were in the original game, let's be completely honest. Switches. There's a few switches. various other very small tweaks to the core gameplay. So, it's not a bad game at all. I mean, unfortunately it only came out on the PC, and 2000s PC gaming was a strange place. It didn't see a release on the Dreamcast, or the Xbox, or the PS2, or whatever. But if you do see it, and you see, and if you like the core gameplay of Pac-Man, you'll like this one. That's why I'd say Pac-Man Adventures in Time is a good-looking game. It's decent sounding. I mean, if you play it on a modern PC with the graphical settings obviously cranked all the way up, it still looks pretty decent. The sound is the gameplay is pretty much just the mazes from the story mode, and then you can go through each of them individually out after you unlock them. Supposedly there's an online multiplayer, but obviously no one's playing that nowadays. I don't even know if the server. I didn't even check to see if the servers were still up. I'll just assume they weren't. So if you're a big Pac-Man fan and you're watching Pac-Man Week, you probably are. I would say give this one a go if you see it for not that much cash. I would give Pac-Man Adventures in Time a 7 out of 10 from Last Call Games. Now tomorrow, you'll be seeing the Ms. Pac-Man plug-and-play unit. So stay tuned for that one, and we'll see you then. This is what happened. Yeah, that's not supposed to happen.